The union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run. There can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? But the union makes us strong.
In the Dominican Republic, 9.6 million people live in poverty. It is one of the poorest countries in our hemisphere. 1 in 6 live in extreme poverty. Far away from the tourist hotels, where vacationers relax in the sun, the average Dominican worker earns $172 a month or $2,000 a year. About 1 in 7 Dominicans earns less than $2 per day. Poverty is everywhere. Some live and work in garbage dumps. They sort through rotten trash, looking for recyclables or anything of value, to sell to get money for food. For them, it's a life of desperation and despair.
I witnessed this poverty firsthand. In July 2011, I joined the Labor Religion Coalition on a trip to the Dominican Republic. Our delegation of students and teachers studied the impact of our buying decisions on the global economy. We learned that sweatshops outlawed in the United States still thrive in the Dominican Republic. In steaming hot factories, out of sight of vacationing Americans looking for fun in the sun, many Dominican workers are exploited by big American companies. We learned how factory workers in the free trade zone earn the minimum wage, 84 cents an hour, or just $148 a month. A typical work week is 56 long hours. It is virtually impossible for these workers to pay for their children's education, buy enough food to eat, or go to the doctor if they need one. It's a side of this beautiful island most tourists never see, and don't think about as they relax and work on their tans. By exploiting these workers, companies like Nike, Reebok, Starter, and Champion all make huge profits. They sell $2.5 billion worth of college apparel each year, much of it to students. You know those $20 baseball caps that most kids wear? Retailers like Dick's or Sports Authority keep about half, or about $10. About $1.50 goes to colleges and universities in licensing fees. The caps cost Nike or Reebok about $6 to make, and they earn about $3 in pure profit. The factory worker gets about 8 cents a cap. Most Niskayuna students don't have a clue. They admit they don't think about who made the clothes they wear or under what conditions.
No, I haven't.
No, not really. Kind of?
I know that a bunch of little Asian kids making clothes.
Not really. Not really. No.
Probably China.
No.
No.
Kind of, but not really.
But at the Alta Gracia factory, an inspiring project is offering a ray of hope. Alta Gracia is a unionized, fair trade apparel company, the only one of its kind in the third world. The owner of the company, Knights Apparel, believes in an anti-sweatshop model. Knights Apparel wants to show it is possible to pay workers a living wage, allow them to join a union, and still make a profit. Altagracia's workers earn $500 per month, 3.5 times what a typical Dominican factory worker earns. Altagracia is no sweatshop. Workers are permitted to take breaks for water or to use the bathroom. They are treated with dignity. Safety regulations are followed and worker rights are respected. Altagracia welcomes international monitoring.
La experiencia que tengo aquí, yo vengo de una fábrica donde es una de las más grandes y donde se cometen.
To go from one of the biggest factory in the Dominican Republic where they do bad things to the workers.
Cuando se cometen todas las
Desastres.
sí, todo lo que uno puede decir que pueda facilitar a los trabajadores. Una de las ventajas de manejar la fábrica como se maneja esto es eso. Cuando tú eres dirigente y le pides a un trabajador que está ya sobrecargado de maltrato, te responden de una manera muy diferente a cuando tú tienes un trabajador contento y dispuesto a cooperar con lo que tú
To say that one of the different, it's that when you come here and the manager asks you for if you can do this job, you would do it like happy because the treatment is better, the pay's better, and they feel free here.
Because workers are organized, they have a more powerful voice. Altagracia is a really exciting initiative, and I really, really hope that it succeeds. I've been very aware of the conditions that workers who are not unionized, the conditions they work under. We know in our own country that there were sweatshops here 100 years ago, and unions really made a change for American workers. The unfortunate thing is that a lot of the conditions that were fought against, things that ended in something like the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire, those same problems have just been moved to other countries.
Anywhere there's a pool of desperate workers, sweatshops can be found. The poorer a country is, the more exploitable its workers. 85% of sweatshop workers are young women. Sweatshop workers earn as little as 1/4 to 1/2 of what they need. They don't earn enough for basic nutrition, shelter, clothing, education, and transportation. In order to meet the basic nutritional needs of their family, sweatshop workers spend 75% of their income on food.
As part of her work with the New York State Labor Religion Coalition, Ann Kelly fights against sweatshop conditions across the globe. An activist friend in Bangladesh was recently arrested and tortured for advocating for the rights of garment factory workers who were laboring under inhumane conditions.
And when the minimum wage went up to 22 cents an hour, that's what workers are getting there. And that's a wage that does not even cover the basic needs of one individual, let alone a family. The government cracked down on the labor union organizers. So you contrast those families in Bangladesh who are literally, their children are malnourished because their workers are not getting paid a living wage, with what's happening in Altagracia. It's really exciting.
Where there is hope in a land of despair, we must ask ourselves, how can we make a difference by supporting projects like those in Altagracia? Altagracia manufactures apparel for more than 400 colleges and universities in the United States.
Altagracia workers make t-shirts, hoodies, and sweatshirts, using fair trade principles such as fair pay and ethical treatment of workers.
They turned the model upside down and they said, we're going to start with the worker. We're going to figure out what it is that a worker needs to make to thrive, to be able to pay their basic needs, to be able to participate in their culture, to be able to send their kids to school, and to save a little bit of money. That's where they started. And then from that point, they added on the costs and figured out what the end price would be for a t-shirt. And I think it's about $1 more a shirt. But it's a fair price, and the workers in Altagracia are getting paid 3 times the minimum wage. And they're thriving. And the exciting thing for me is that young people on college campuses are fully embracing this model. And there are hundreds of college campuses, college bookstores now, that sell Altagracia.
It's really inspiring to me that the workers there have a union, that they earn a living wage, not just the wage that the employer could offer in that setting. It's really important to me that students were involved. So one of the things we try to do, because we work with the state campuses across New York, is we try to encourage their bookstores to offer Altagracia products, and you can find all the Altagracia products if you go to the campus bookstore. Like, here's one for University at Albany.
Students like us can make a difference. When we shop for our college gear, we can look for a union label, or even better, an Altagracia label. The label even shows you which proud Dominican worker made your college t-shirt. The choice is ours, allowing desperate poverty to continue in the third world. Or we can join other colleges, universities, and high schools that support fair treatment of garment factory workers.
I'm sure that other schools, when they hear about this, will do the same thing. Hopefully Niskayuna too.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong.